Hi all. In the previous video we learned about the activity 1, in which we learned about Duvernier law of traits and its limitation. Now we are going to learn about Newlands law of octaves. Newlands is the name of the chemist, and his law we are going to learn, and he named it as octave because oct means 8. Why he named his law as octaves we will see in the table. Using table 1 we will understand. First of all, I will read this paragraph, and I will explain an example. Then again I will read this paragraph and statement of this law. Then you can understand it easily. Let us start. I am reading here. John Newland was a British chemist. Newlands found that when elements were arranged in increasing order of their atomic weights, they appeared to fall into 7 groups. Each group contained elements with similar chemical properties. Based on these observations, Newland proposed the law of octave. He said that Newland prepared his table. In his table, he has 7 groups, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These all are 7 groups horizontally. If you see here, this is one group, second group, third group horizontally. All the elements which are present in the first group, first row, have similar chemical properties, similar properties. Similar properties like hydrogen H for hydrogen, F for fluorine, chlorine. These all elements which are present in the first row are kept in the first row because they have similar properties. In the same way, now we will understand the statement. This is the statement. This is the statement of the Newland's law of octave. The law of octave states that when elements are arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weights, they fall into the pattern in which the properties repeat at regular interval. Here, the properties repeat at regular interval means every eighth element. This is very important about this law, this Newland's law of octave. You understand this concept first. Every eighth element, if I count it from the hydrogen, which is first element here, if I count it from the hydrogen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eighth element is fluorine. If I count from the hydrogen, eighth element is fluorine. This hydrogen and fluorine has similar properties, so they are kept in the same row. In the same way, if you count it from the fluorine, if you start counting from the fluorine, that is F, count 8 from the fluorine, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eighth element is chlorine again. So hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine, in the same way cobalt, nickel, these all elements which are present in the first row have similar properties, so they are kept in a single row, horizontal row. So these all elements which are in a first row have similar properties, so they kept in a first row. In the same way, second row elements, all elements have similar properties. That's why he kept these all elements in the second row. Third row elements have similar properties. In the same way, he made 7 groups. I said one total 7 groups we have. Those 7 groups have similar properties. So he named why. Do you understand why he named this law as a octave? Because Every eighth element have similar chemical properties. As I said, hydrogen, if we start with hydrogen, and if we count 8, the eighth element will be fluorine. So hydrogen and fluorine, H and F, have similar properties. In the same way, if you start with the fluorine, if you count 8, then we will stop at chlorine, that is Cl. So fluorine, hydrogen, F, H, chlorine, Cl, that is all these elements which are present in the first row have similar properties. So he gave the name as Newlands law of octave. I hope you understand what I have explained in this table 1. Then now we will go through the statement once again. Here is a statement. I'm explaining about this statement. This statement: the law of octave states that when elements are arranged in ascending order of their atomic weights, these all elements which are present in table 1 are arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weight. What is atomic weight and what is atomic number, I will explain it after this Newlands law of octave in this video. Then we will understand the statement. Then it will be easy to cover the next part of this topic. The law of octave states that when elements are arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weights, these all elements are in the ascending order of their atomic weights, they fall into the pattern in which their properties are repeated at regular intervals. At what is a regular interval? Every eighth element is a every eighth element have similar chemical properties, so it is a regular interval. Their physical properties or chemical properties are repeating at regular intervals. It means that so every eighth element, you starting from the given element, resembles in its properties to that of starting element. Elements with similar chemical properties are to be present along a horizontal row. Along this horizontal row, all the elements are present with similar chemical properties. Do you understand this? Okay. Then after this step, in the same way, all these horizontal rows have the similar chemical properties. All elements which are present in the horizontal rows have similar chemical properties. Then Newland was the first. Yeah, it is about the Newlands law of octave. Here about statement, and we understood about the table also. Now something extra about this Newland, what he did. Let us see. Newlands was the first to assign atomic numbers to the elements. So as I said, I will explain about. As I said, I will explain about atomic weights and atomic number in this video. I will introduce the concept of atomic number. What is atomic number, atomic weight, which we have learned in the class 9. Might be you people forgot about it. I will rewind it once. This is I'm taking an example of iron Fe. Fe is a symbol of the element. 26 is the atomic number of the element. If you see the periodic table, all elements in the periodic table will be given this information. Yeah, this 55.85 is atomic weight, and iron is the name of the element. So in this box you got the information about symbol of the element. This atomic number of the elements. Atomic number means number of electrons. 26 electrons are present in the iron, and 55.85 is atomic weight of the element. That is what is the symbol here? This Fe is a symbol of the element iron. The name is given here. So what is it? Iron, atomic weight, atomic number, and symbol. Atomic number and atomic weight. Okay, this is about atomic weights and atomic number. So here Newland was the first to assign atomic numbers to the elements. Who gave the atomic numbers to the elements first? Newland. But unfortunately his work was neither accepted by his seniors nor by the Journal of the Chemical Society, which rejected its publication. Actually, um, atomic numbers, not atomic weights. In this table we learnt about atomic weights, but generally atomic numbers was assigned first by the Newland, but unfortunately neither is it is accepted by seniors nor Journal of Chemical Society. Okay, it was rejected. His publication was rejected. In Newland's table of elements, if we start with the hydrogen, he is explaining about the table here. In Newland's law of here I'm explaining here this para. Newland's law of octave. In Newland's table of elements, if we start with the hydrogen and move down to oxygen and then start at the top of the eighth element from hydrogen is a fluorine, and next eighth element is chlorine, and so on. The properties of hydrogen, fluorine and chlorine are similar. Similarly, if you start with the lithium, see where is the lithium? I said this is the lithium. If you start with the lithium, eighth element will be 1 2 3 4 5 6. Sorry, I will remove these all dots first. It will be confusing to you people. So if we start with the lithium, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Eighth element is sodium. After in the same row of lithium, sodium, we have sodium, lithium, sodium. Again, if we start with the sodium, Na, the eighth element will be potassium. That is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Potassium. We have K here, potassium. So all the elements which are present in this row have similar properties, similar chemical properties. That's why these all elements are kept in a horizontal row. Okay. Similarly, if you start with the lithium, I am explaining here again. Similarly, if you start with the lithium, then eighth element will be sodium, and the next coming eighth element will be potassium. K is potassium, Na is sodium, and so on. These elements show similar physical and chemical properties, both physical and chemical properties. Okay. We learned about new Dobinio law of trades and its limitation, and now we are understanding about Newland's law of octave, and it is the statement here in this para, and it is about the table of the Newland's table it is, and uh, we can think that is Newland's law of octave does have any limitations or not. Yeah, Newland's law of octave also have the limitations. Let us see the limitations of the Newland's law of octave. Here I'm explaining here again. I'm explaining here. Newland's table is not without problems. There are Newland's table also has some problems. What are those problems? Let us see. There are instances, means there are some situations where of two elements fitted into a same slot. Example, cobalt and nickel. Yeah, we can see here. He fitted two elements, that is cobalt and nickel, Co and Ni, in a same box, same slot. Example, cobalt. So it is a disadvantage. It is like disadvantage, or it is a problem. Certain elements, second drawback, it is certain elements totally dissimilar in properties were fitted into the same group. Here some certain elements without similar physical and chemical properties are fitted into the same group. For example, you can see the example here. can see the example here. For example, he arranged cobalt, nickel, lead, platinum, and uranium, which IR. It is not. I don't have confirmation about it. Which have different properties compared with the halogens in the same row. You can see the halogens F, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Here, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine in the first row, and he mixed with the cobalt, nickel, and lead and platinum. Here, CONI, PB, lead. These elements like cobalt, nickel, PD, lead, platinum, which have different properties. He compared these elements with the halogens in the same row. He kept those elements, both group of elements in the same row, which was not mm, which doesn't have any similar chemical properties. So it is also a drawback, it is also a problem of the Newlands law of octave. Next, Newlands periodic table was restricted to only 56 elements and did not leave any room for new elements. As we this Newlands law of octave, this table of Newland is only, he explained only for 56 elements, and he did not leave any space or slot for other unknown elements, new elements. Like if you see the periodic table, mm, yeah, he kept these boxes, these boxes are as a space for unknown elements. He did not in the new land did not keep any space for that. So it is also a limitation. I am explaining here. Newlands elements with discovered later could not fitted into the Newlands table in accordance with their properties. Newlands attempted to link the periodicity sorry Newlands attempted to link the periodicity of the element chemical properties of elements with the periodicity found in the music. In musical scale, any note in a key is separated from its octave by an interval of 7 notes. This must have made him to force all the elements into this active pattern, sometimes without caring the similarities. What he did, he used the pattern, and without bothering about the similarities about physical and chemical properties, he just kept the elements in a row, first in a particular rows. Like just now we observed the example in the first row, he did not bother any similarities, and he kept by using the musical notes. Then what is about the musical notes? Which type of musical notes I use? Let us see here. Are you familiar with the musical notes? I am reading here. This is required, this box, for understanding this paragraph. In the Indian system of music, there are 7 musical notes in a scale. Like we know sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. In the West, in Indian system, we use this sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. We use in the keyboard like sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, like so. Again, sa will repeat. The same way in the West, they use the notations like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Naturally, there must be some repetition of notes. Like every 8th note is similar to the first one, and its first note of the next scale. Like sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. After ni, again the sa will repeat. The same way every 8th element every eighth element here, every eighth element in this table will have similar properties, like sa re ga ma pa dha ni. After ni this will come. The same way hydrogen, after 8 elements, again fluorine repeats, which has a similar chemical and physical properties. Okay, this is about the Duvenier. After Duvenier law of traits, we understood about Newlands law of octave. I hope you understood this topic, and please give the feedback whether you understood this topic or not, so that I can continue my videos on this class and physical science. If you have any doubts, put it in the comment box. Thank you. Sorry, one thing I want to continue for some time here. We have in the same way as I said, the Dobinian law of trade, Newlands law of octave, Mendeleev's periodic table. After these tables, we will go through, after these three chemists tables, we will go through about modern periodic table. The periodic table what we have now, we what that periodic table what we have, we did not get directly. After these attempts by these Dobenier, Newlands, and Mendeleev's periodic table, then we got the modern periodic table, which is given by H.J. Moseley. Here we have H.J. Moseley. Okay, so listen these videos in the from the starting onwards. Start with the first video, then it will be easy to you. All these topics, all these concepts are easy if you concentrate. If you don't understand what is the problem, is it not audible, or is it not visible? If it is not visible, then increase the picture quality, and if it is not audible to you, then use earphones, so that you can understand these concepts, which are for further concepts, which will be somewhat easy and interesting to you people. Then we'll complete the chapter. I'm taking more time because this chapter somewhat dry chapter means we have to explain detailedly. This is not like the starting chapters, like first chapter reflection of light, like that. Okay, so take the time, and I will. And if you think that my video is so slow, then increase the playback speed also in the YouTube. Thank you.